We welcome you inside the gymnasium here at Spencer Middle School as we get set for our final matchup, in-county matchup between the Lady Panthers of Geary Middle School and the Lady Yellow Jackets of Spencer Middle School. Appreciate you joining us on WVRC's Facebook Live for middle school volleyball action. It was Calhoun County and Geary squaring off in the first match. Calhoun taking the victory in straight sets, 25-18, 25-21. It was Spencer Middle School defeating Calhoun County in straight sets in the second matchup, 25-13, 25-12. So both county teams now will square off here in the nightcap. It is 8th grade parent night. Spencer Middle School's 5 8th graders honored before the second contest. Lexi Mitchell, Anna Tolley, Leah Tolley, Casey Mason, Jaden Kelly. And so we're ready to go here in this one. As these teams will see the 5 8th graders for Spencer plus the 8th graders for Geary will be on the same team next year up at Roane County High School. Geary will start in service, Marissa Holcomb, wearing that alternate jersey, the libero, and that's a nice start for Geary as Holcomb drops an ace in right between the two lines. Panthers leading immediately 1-0. Next serve for Holcomb. That's front line. Burwell sends it over to Harlan. Burwell sets it right up and kills it across Holcomb. Great effort there by Holcomb diving after that one. Got a hand on it, just couldn't dig it. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Lacey Whiting serving for Spencer Middle School. Holcomb going to send it across with the bump. Mitchell high into the sky. Setting her up is Harlan. She'll go opposite side. Great dig, though, on that side by Ella Keene. Burwell's going to try another one. This time she'll go opposite from front right to back left. Finding the hole in the Lady Panther defense. 2-1. Lead for the Yellow Jackets. Next serve for Whiting. Barely across. Chapman sends it right back. Harlan gets one this time from Burwell, and Harlan will rip that one to the back line. Someone got a piece of it on the back line for Geary, unable, though, to keep it in play. The kill good for Joplin Harlan. She and Burwell have assisted each other on the last 2 kills. Back line, it goes Keene. Drennan back to Keene, and she's going to try to swing that one across. That one hits the middle of the net. 4-1 lead for the Yellow Jackets. Set number 1 of the best of 3 here. Whiting still in serve. Drennan gives it back to Keene. She'll bump it across. Nope, that one's short again. So Geary using a setup to the back line the past 2 opportunities. 5-1 the lead. Yellow Jackets on top. Serve number 3 for Whiting. Holcomb bumps it front line. Drennan will touch it across. Burwell digs it. Harlan gets it across. Holcomb sends it to the front line. That one hits the side of the net. Yellow Jackets scoring points here. 4 straight. They lead at 6-1. Whiting to the back line. Keene. Drennan sends it right back. Holcomb gets a swing on it, and that one mishit. So 5 straight points now for the Yellow Jackets, and they lead 7-1. Set number 1 of the final match of the night. This one goes off the side of the hand of Whiting and out of play. Very nice service opportunity, though, for the 7th grader, Lacey Whiting. Kenzie Drennan now on serve for Geary. Good strong swing to the back line. It goes. Burwell with an opportunity. Holcomb digs it. She'll get it back from Drennan. She'll bump it across. Tolley. Harlan will set it up for Burwell. Swings. Back line. That one saved a second time by Keene. Hits the side uprights of the backboard. Great effort by Holcomb and Keene both. Couldn't keep it alive, though. Still, tremendous effort by those 2 young ladies. Service goes back over to the Yellow Jackets. Joplin Harlan. Well, maybe not. Okay, so if it hit the sidebar of the backboard, they're calling that what you would consider in basketball a jump ball or a reset. No points awarded. So Drennan will get another opportunity on serve here. Good tip across the net by Harlan. She'll get it right back anyway. That was all started by Burwell getting in there and digging that one off of the Spencer Middle School floor. 8-2 the lead for the Yellow Jackets. Set number 1. Harlan across. Keene able to handle it, and it will not get across. Yellow Jackets leading 9-2. Harlan rips this one back line. That one hits off the side of the arm of Holcomb. And it's a tough thing to handle, that rocket shot serve that Joplin Harlan delivers. A lot of speed behind that. And the exciting thing for us here on WVRC is the fact that every one of these young ladies is going to be on the same team either next year or in a couple of years up at Roane County High School under the direction of head coach Allie Peary. The Raiders in action tonight. They're hosting Doddridge County in a dual match. Mitchell and Drennan smacking it back and forth across the net. And Mitchell gets the best of that one. 11-3, timeout for the Lady Panthers. Set number 1, Spencer Middle on top, 11-3. You're watching middle school volleyball action on WVRC. Out of the Lady Panther timeout, Spencer Middle School possession, leading 11-3. Set 1 of the best of 3 series. Ava Burwell set to do the serving here for the Yellow Jackets. Burwell, she's got a strong serve as well. That one falls in. Ashman on the back line had a shot at it. It just kept sailing over the wrist. Now Ashman will check out. In comes Elena Carper for Geary. Lead is 9 here in set 1 for the Yellow Jackets. They defeated Calhoun County in 2 sets, 25-13, 25-12. Looking to make it 2 for 2. Tolley, the double-handed shot across. That one will find the turf. Great effort again over there. Maggie Burke sliding, almost getting the hand on it. 10-point lead, though, here in set 1 for the Yellow Jackets. Burwell throws it up with one hand, sends it back line. Drennan, a great job handling it, but Geary unable to get it across the net. That's the thing we have seen here tonight in the Calhoun and now in the first set of this one for the Yellow Jackets. They can serve the volleyball. This one, though, goes a little too strong. Smart move by Carper to lay away from that one. Substitution, Burwell will check out. Leah Tolley in. Holcomb coming out for Geary. And Elena Drennan in for the Lady Panthers. Chapman on serve. Underhands it, and that one just short of going over. Holcomb immediately back in for Geary. Chapman will check out. Lexi Mitchell on serve now. Serves it right over the nets. Here's Keene. Great effort by Keene. It just misses, though. The top of the net. Incredible effort by Ella Keene. One hand diving out of bounds after that one. Almost rolled it over the net. Lead is 12, though, here in set one for Spencer Middle School. 16-4 is your score. Mitchell sends this one back, line to Holcomb. High to the sky. And that one touched across nicely by Drennan, set up by Elena Drennan. So Kinsey and Elena working well together. Giving possession back to Geary. Ella Keene serving. And that one hits all the way to the back line. Mitchell, front line to Tolley. Sent across by Kelly. And the bump goes across and just finds that open area between the front and back line of the Panther defense. Yellow Jackets back on serve. It's Kelly. Back line, and Keene, you could tell, wasn't quite sure. She wanted to go bump set on that one. And again, the strong serves by this Yellow Jacket team, including Jaden Kelly. She has got some steam behind it, helping the Yellow Jackets up by 13 now, 18-5. Keene able to handle this one over on the side. Great touch by Drennan again. We saw that just 2 plays ago. And she'll find another great tip for the point for the Panthers. Substitution for Geary checking out Elena Carper. Back in comes Harmony Ashman for the Panthers. Burke set to serve, the underhand serve. Tolley slides in and grabs it. Drennan tries to get Spencer sleeping again. Spencer gets it across, but a hand touching the net. I am very impressed with Kinsey Drennan right now. 3 straight touches across, earning points for the Panthers. Second serve for Burke. Back line, Mitchell. Tolley sets it up for Harlan. Harlan moves it over to the far sideline, and Holcomb puts the hands up as that one goes out of play. 10-point lead for the Yellow Jackets here in set one. Third serve for Burke. Mitchell up front. Harlan wasting no time. Keene able to dig it. Keene gets it back. Sends it across and dug out by Leah Tolley. And Leah tips it off the net and finds the hole in the defense for Geary. Tolley will check out now after that tremendous play. Now Anna Tolley on serve for the Yellow Jackets, leading 19-8. Back line, Holcomb. Up to the front, Drennan. Kelly to the front line. Harlan sets it up. Ripped down the line by Casey Mace. Keene able to handle that one. Holcomb will give it back to the Yellow Jackets. Harlan, another opportunity to set it up. She'll go backside, and Burwell didn't get a clean hit on that one. Good setup by Harlan, though. Substitution, Elena Drennan checking out. Back in is Haley Chapman. And Marissa Holcomb serving for the Panthers. That one hits the extension. Little pole up on the side of the net. And that will give it right back to the Yellow Jackets. Casey Mace, one of 5 8th graders, honored before the second contest here against Calhoun County. Serving up 20-9, high into the sky, and this one is a moonshot. Keene slides in, gets it across the net. Burwell sends it over to Mitchell. Drennan gives it back to Holcomb, squares up on it, sends it over to the far sideline. Mace gets it to Burwell. Chapman, Drennan sends it over. Here's Harlan, she'll dump it across the net. Drennan sends it back line. Harlan sets it up. Here's Mitchell swinging, far side, Keene. Another great dig by Keene. Unfortunately, Geary unable to get it across. Well, I tell you, Keene has been all over the place in this first set for the Geary Lady Panthers. Lead, though, is 12 for Spencer Middle School, 21-9. Mace, not a clean hit on this one. It will go back to Geary. So the Panthers with some work cut out for him here in set number one, trailing 21-10. And Kinsey Drennan Getting set to serve. Whiting will check in, replacing Mace for the Yellow Jackets first. First serve for Drennan. Overhand ace. And Kenzie Drennan responsible for many of the 11 points on the board right now. (21-11), the lead is in favor of Spencer. 2 in a row, though, for Drennan. Gets it across and finds the middle of the court where no blue jersey is located. Pair of aces in a row for Kenzie Drennan. 21-12, the lead for Spencer Middle. This time, Mitchell takes it. Harlan sets it up for Burwell. Great dig by Burke on Gary's side. Another one sent across, this time by Tolley, given right back by Geary. Harlan, a chance to set it up. She'll just move it across the net. Now Keene has a chance. That one off the inside part of the wrist. It's a good swing, though, for Keene, just missing inbounds. 22-12 the lead, and Joplin Harlan finds herself in a good opportunity and unable to connect with it. Right back to the Panthers it goes. 22-13, set number 1. Harmony Ashman set to serve. And that one's going to miss the mark. So teams exchanging missed serves. Ashman checking out. Back in Elena Carper for Geary. And Ava Burwell, the 7th grader, ready to serve for Spencer Middle School. Rips that one across down the line, and it will hit the yellow line. And it's now set point for Spencer Middle School, 24-13. Burwell with that one-handed delivery. Sends it up with the right hand and swats it with the right hand. That one sent across back line. Drennan pokes it over towards the bench, and that's going to do it for set number 1. Very exciting action here in set number 1. Yellow Jackets, though, take set 1 against Geary, 25-13. Take a break. Come back with set number 2. You're watching middle school volleyball action on WVRC. We welcome you back inside the middle school gymnasium here at Spencer Middle School Third and final match of the night. Calhoun and Geary started things off. Calhoun winning in straight sets, 25-18, 25-21. Spencer Middle School defeating Calhoun County, 25-13, 25-12 in the second match. Spencer Middle took set number one here in the third match, 25-13 over Geary. It is 8th grade parent night. 5 8th graders for Spencer Middle School honored before the Calhoun County match. Lexi Mitchell, Anna and Leah Tolley, Casey Mace, and Jaden Kelly for Spencer Middle School. So we're ready to go here in set number 2 of this county matchup. Spencer Middle will start with the serve. Lacey Whiting, 7th grader. Glad you could join us on Facebook Live here on WVRC. Harlan will send it across to Keene. Up top, here's Drennan, another opportunity just missing. Tell you, Drennan had a great job. 3 points in that first set with that exact move, just tipping it across to the second line. Next serve, Keene. Off to Drennan, back to Keene, and Yellow Jackets out of position there, so the point for the Panthers. As Marissa Holcomb checking in immediately with that libero jersey on. She'll check in to serve for Elena Drennan. First serve for Holcomb. Burwell up top. Harlan will set it across. Tipped again and blocked by Mitchell. As Mitchell finally got wise to what Drennan was doing, and she jumped up, timed it perfectly, and blocked it right down into the new floor here at Spencer Middle School for the points. Harlan in serve now, sends it across. Holcomb trying to dig it and unable to find another player. I tell you what, Keene with a great effort yet again. Keene's going to need an ice bath after this one. 3-1 the lead here in set 2 for Spencer Middle School. Joplin Harlan on serve. Just that one ripped short of the net. And it will be Kenzie Drennan to serve now for the Panthers. Crosses it, Kelly. Handles it to right, or to Mitchell, gives it right back. Kelly, kill shot. As Chapman digs it out, unfortunately, it goes out of bounds. Last touched by, or never mind, I was going to say last touched by a Panther. Instead, it was touched by a Yellow Jacket player. So the point does go to Geary on that play. Harlan will send it across. Drennan sets it across. That one too strong. Lead back in front to Yellow Jackets now, 4-3. And Ava Burwell serving. Yellow Jackets won set 1, 25-13. Drennan, well, she got a swing on that one, and that one goes up into the stands about 4 rows deep. I tell you, it's coming across the net at a rapid pace, and it is very difficult to deaden that ball when you're trying just to bump it up to your teammates. 5-3 the lead for the Yellow Jackets. Trying to sweep it here on 8th grade parent night. Burwell rips that one to the front side. And Burwell will save it as Holcomb got it across. Keene off to Drennan. Now Keene will send it back over. Burwell off to Kelly. Sets it up for Mitchell. Keene sets it to the front line and gives it right back to the Yellow Jackets. Kelly sets it over to Tolley. Burke to the front line. Drennan. Good talking by both teams here in this point opportunity. Mitchell sends it across, gets it right back. Tolley to Mitchell. And Spencer Middle unable to handle it. Good communication from both sides on that point. Geary withstood the barrage. Burwell will check out. In comes Leah Tolley. Ashman serving, and Ashman immediately with an ace to tie this second set, 5 apiece. Good back and forth action here in set 2 between Spencer and Geary, two of the three county volleyball teams. Next serve from Ashman. That one's going to miss out of play. We did see earlier in the season, a couple weeks ago, Walton and Spencer. So now we've got all three teams involved. Substitution, Whiting checks out. Casey Mace in for the Yellow Jackets. Lexi Mitchell serving. Yellow Jackets leading by 1, 6-5 here in set 2. Drennan across the net. Kelly gets it up to Tolley. Tolley sets up nicely, just can't get it away from the defense of Geary originally. But Holcomb and Chapman unable to hook up to get it across the net. Lead now 7-5 here in set 2. Mitchell lining it up, swinging and serving back line. Drennan up front to Keene. She'll set it across. Mitchell up to Kelly. Tolley will two-hand that one, and that one goes out of play. Tolley a little frustrated with her own hit there. And we're close still here in the second set. Yellow Jackets pulled away in set 1, 25-13. Geary hanging tight here in the second set. Chapman sends it across. Tolley to Kelly. Kelly sets Tolley up, and that's kill shot dug across. Drennan's kill shot saved by Tolley across. Here's Drennan setting up Keene on the back line. Keene sends it across right back to the Yellow Jackets. Here's Kelly leaving it up there for Mitchell. That one sent right back by Drennan. And Tolley gets a good swing on it. Is that good? It is. Boy, Tolley, again, she lined it up correctly and got the perfect jump on it. Tolley not the tallest kid in there, but she's got some hops. Had the front spin on that one and dropped it right on the line at the back. Jaden Kelly serving now. Strong serve back line handled by Ashman. Drennan sends it to the back line of the Yellow Jackets. Working closer, Tolley across to Harlan. Dug out, here's Drennan, another opportunity, and that's going to end up working. I tell you, Drennan on that front line right at the middle has been able to cleanly catch those tips. And she is getting a lot of points for her Geary Panther team, keeping the Panthers close here in set 2. 8-7 the lead for the Yellow Jackets. Mace bumps it across. Holcomb going to set one up, rips it to the far end. Just a little too much steam on that one for Marissa Holcomb. Burwell will check in to replace Leah Tolley. And Anna Tolley serving. Yellow Jackets up 9-7. Tolley across to Holcomb. Drennan back to Holcomb. Burwell bumps it up, and Burwell's going to have an opportunity. Great dig, though, by Holcomb. Burwell sends it quickly back. Drennan rips it in front, and Drennan continues to score for Geary. There was no finesse on that one. That was just pure kill right down the middle. 9-8 the lead for the Yellow Jackets. Burwell set up nicely. That one tips off of the hand of Geary. And that will go over to the Yellow Jackets. Spencer Middle on top of Geary here in set 2, 10-8. Yellow Jackets won set 1, 25-13. This is a much closer second set. Casey Mace on serve for the Yellow Jackets. Mace sends it high into the sky. Burke hits off of the net. Good job by Ashman. Timing it off the net nicely and keeping it alive for a point for the Geary Panthers. Chapman checking in for Elena Drennan. And Marissa Holcomb ready to serve for the Panthers, trailing 10-9. Holcomb sends it front line. Mitchell bumps it up. Harlan's going to send it across. Great job by Drennan again. Harlan to Burwell. She'll smack it across. That one hits off the side of the wrist of Burke. Give Burwell credit for the kill. Two-point lead here in set number 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Harlan, jump serve again. That one hits off of Burke's hands. And Harlan, her dad, Dan's been telling us, he said she's been working on that jump serve, and you can see why. It's got some steam coming across there. She hasn't hit it cleanly every time tonight, but when she does, wow. That one was not so clean. A little too much distance on that one. 12-10 is your score in favor of the Yellow Jackets here. And Kenzie Drennan ready to serve. Miscommunication for the Yellow Jackets as Kelly and Mitchell on a different page. And we are close still. Neither team has led by more than 2 points here in this second set. Drennan serving nicely again. As Whiting able to dig it across to the back line, and Burke didn't get a clean hit on it. Spencer Middle with the point. Burwell serving, 13-11. Yellow Jacket lead. Holcomb now just catching a piece of that strong serve. I think Holcomb thought that might go long, but couldn't get her wrist away from it in time. 3-point lead. That's the largest of this second set for either team. Great serve that time for Burwell. That one skimmed the top of the net and then died out of midair in between the front and back lines. That's been the difference tonight in the 2 victories so far for the Yellow Jackets. It's been service opportunities. Here's another one. That one got on Drennan really quickly. And that will give a 5-point lead here in set 2 to Spencer Middle School. Timeout on the floor for Geary. We'll take it with him. You're watching middle school volleyball action on WVRC. We welcome you back to Spencer Middle School set 2 between Spencer and Geary. Yellow Jackets took set 1, 25-13. This has been close throughout. Right now, the biggest lead of the second set is 5, 16-11 for Spencer Middle. Burwell serving quite well. Geary able to handle that one, though. Burke had a couple of issues, and she was very excited about handling that serve on the back line for Geary. It ended up with a point for the Panthers. Burwell will check out. Leah Tolley back in. Ashman serving for Geary. Sends it back line to Harlan. Mitchell bumps it across to Holcomb. Front line, Drennan over to Keene. Harlan off to Tolley. Tolley to her sister, sends it all the way back to the back line to Holcomb. Drennan will set it across, and I'm telling you what, every single time, Drennan finding the mark on that quick touch set across the net. That's where she has gotten a ton of points in these 2 sets. Yellow Jackets sending it over quickly. Keene, front line. Drennan able to handle it. A great dig opportunity for Harlan. Drennan kills it across, but that's going to end up in the hands of Mitchell. And Mitchell doing the same thing that Drennan did, but I think they're going to say that Mitchell lifted that one. Yep, they're going to give the point to Geary. Mitchell looks confused. So the point goes to Geary after Spencer Middle got out to a 5-point lead. Geary fighting back here, trailing by just 2 in the second set. Mitchell sends it over to Kelly. Kill shot. That one hits off the hand of Drennan, unable to handle it. The kill is good for Jaden Kelly. 17-14 Yellow Jackets. Whiting checking out. In comes Casey Mace. Lexi Mitchell ready to serve. Yellow Jackets up 1-0. Back line, Drennan high into the sky. Front line, and Geary unable to get to it. Great hustle there by Keene. We have seen her all over the floor here in this one. That one just too far away. Lead is back out to 4 for the Yellow Jackets, 18-14. Second serve for Mitchell, and that one between Drennan and Holcomb. Drennan got there late. And the ace for Mitchell. 19-14, back out to a 5-point lead in set 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Another good serve for Mitchell. Holcomb sends it high. Keene tips it across, dug by Leah Tolley, and Kelly unable to handle it off the net. She swung and missed and got her hand down again, swung and knocked it across, but out of play. Holcomb checking out. Back in comes Elena Drennan. Haley Chapman serving, and I think that's going to be a foot fault. Chapman a little bit too far across. Right back in comes Holcomb. It was a short-lived breather. 20-15 the lead for the Yellow Jackets, looking to sweep the 2 sets. Kelly serving, back line, and the whiff. That one stayed up as Ashman tried to get her hands to it. Ashman and Carper will switch places in and out. 21-15, largest lead of this second set for the Yellow Jackets is 6. And that one tips off the front line hand of Drennan. And the ace for Jaden Kelly, one of those 5 8th graders honored before the Calhoun game. Next serve also back line, and that's going to drop in as well. 2 in a row, aces for Kelly. And Spencer Middle School edging closer to this victory in straight sets. They took set 1, 25-13. This has been a much closer set. But the Yellow Jackets starting to extend here out to an 8-point lead. Another serves. This one, great dig off of the ground by Holcomb, and she'll get it back and send it across nicely. Rewarded for the effort was Holcomb, and Geary still fighting here in this second set, down 23-16 with Keene set to serve. Keene across, Harlan, Tolley, double hit, and that's going to be on the net. Tolley, she has got hops, quick hops. She tried to set that one across, and one of those 2 hands touched the net. So Geary trying to fight back here, trailing by 6, 23-17. Uh-oh. And that one's going to miss by Keene. And now it is match point for the Yellow Jackets. 24-17. Leah Tolley out, Burwell in. Serving for the match, Anna Tolley, one of the 5 seniors. Tolley approaches, sends it back line. Keene to the front line. Drennan. Keene will send it over. Kelly bumps it high. Mitchell's going to send it across. Is it good? Waiting? No, it's just across to the outside. Yellow Jackets tried to finish it off there, and Mitchell got a good swing on it. Just missing to the left side of that yellow stripe. So the Panthers still alive. Ashman will check back in, replacing Carper. And it will be Maggie Burke serving for Geary to try to extend the match. Good serve there. Kelly, front line it goes to Harlan. Keene sets it across. Mitchell back line to Keene. Up front, Drennan back to Keene. Bumps it back line to Leah Tolley, or Anna Tolley. Harlan, Burwell sends it over. Keene digs it. Drennan back line. Keene's going to have to get some juice on this one. That's not going to be enough. And that's going to do it. A very competitive set number 2 for both of these teams. Back and forth they went. In the end, though, it's Spencer Middle with the 2-set victory. 25-13, 25-18. Spencer Middle School sweeps Calhoun and Geary on 8th grade parent night. Congratulations to them. Geary goes 0-2, losing to Spencer Middle School and Calhoun. Calhoun goes 1-1 in the tri-match. Appreciate you all joining us on our Facebook Live streaming feed. You've been watching middle school volleyball action on WVRC.